Good afternoon, dear students. I'll be starting with this poem, The Bus by Arun Kolatkar. Now, you might have heard about Arun Kolatkar. He is one of the famous writers, poets, in fact. And let's come to the poem here. What exactly the poem depicts. Now, The Bus by Arun Kolatkar is the first of the 31 poems in his collection of Jejuri. Now, Jejuri was his first book of English poetry, and the poems in this collection are a fragmented narrative of a visitor's experience to the ruins of Jejuri. That is, Jejuri was a pilgrimage site in Maharashtra, India. Now, it is one of the well-known Indian English literature, well-known poems, in fact, The Bus. And like his other poems in this collection, he has employed the commonplace. He takes the common people, the common class, the layman, and then he talks about it. And the main theme of the poem is about the visitor's travel experience. Inside this simple theme, the poet has woven the themes of contrasting religious faith and opinion between old and young modern generations. Now, the setting of the poem is in the bus itself, because the title of the poem is The Bus, so you can easily make it out. The whole poem is set on the bus along with various screenshot images at different times of the journey. Now, the poet here is addressing a visitor who is on his way to Jejuri along with his fellow passengers and in the bus. The structure of the poem is that it is of 25 lines and have a free verse with no specific rhyming scheme. So it is, of course, conversational in tone, because definitely you have to need to talk to a person. It has to be conversational in tone. Now, let's come to the first few lines of the poem. The tarpaulin flaps are buttoned down on the windows of the state transport bus, all the ways to Jejuri. A cold wind keeps whipping and slapping the corner of a tarpaulin at your elbow, and you look down to the rolling road. Now, let's begin with see the first few lines. The poem opens with the poet's description of the bus, which is on its way to Jejuri. Now, this poem was written in the year 1976, and in that year, the windows of the state transport bus used to be covered with tarpaulin flaps instead of glasses. It's kind of a material. And as the bus keeps moving forward, the cold wind blows heavily on the tarpaulin and tries to move it. So, its constant attempts is described as whipping and slapping, especially of the human attributes of anger and despair. Now, see what a beautiful comparison analogy he has made. The whipping and the slapping of the tarpaulin has been compared to the anger and the displeasure of human beings. So the inanimate is compared to the animate. Its constant attempt especially reminds us of human attributes. The wind has been personified here. So this is what we come to know about. There is personification also here, and there is a kind of an analogy of you can say you also say that transferred epithet also here. Now, you look down to the roaring road. You search for the signs of daybreak in what little light spills out the bus. Your own divided face in the pair of glasses is an old man's nose. Is all the countryside you get to see. So, let's see from line number 6 what does the poet wants to say. He says that as the journey moves forward from line number 6 to line number 10, the poet talks about the natural curiosity for traveler to look outside. It's natural that when we're in the bus and we're traveling, we feel to have a look outside at the window. The visitor may vainly try to look for daybreak in the limited light spilling out from the bus, for they are traveling at night. Searching for the signs of daybreak indicates the relentlessness of the fellow traveler, for the journey to end sooner. Now, the divided phase is of a retrospective in nature, for the person has to deal with his divided self. The divided self here depicts the poet's religious beliefs and modern skepticism. Two things have been talked about here. the religious beliefs and the modern skepticism, how the person gets caught up into these two things. So this is what divided face indicates. It's symbolic here. Now let's come to line number 11. You seem to move continuously forward toward a destination just beyond the caste mark, beyond his eyebrows. Outside, the sun has risen quietly. It aims through an eyelet in the tarpaulin and shoots of the old man's glasses. Now, in these lines from line number 11, despite no description of moving forward, the poet says the traveler focused now that he is moving forward towards destination, to the ruins of Jeju. He looks further at the caste mark, which depicts the religious belief, and it is symbolic representation of the caste mark, the difference between the old man's religious faith and of the young traveler. By then he notices the sun rays seeping through the eyelet in the tarpaulin and reflecting at the old man's glasses. The verb shoots and aims used in these lines personify the sun. So these two words indicate and personify the sun, and of course the old man seeping in the glasses of the old man. So we'll continue with the rest of the poem in the next class. Thank you.